Hi, I'm Terri Broussard Williams, and welcome to Movement Maker TV. It's the how, the why, and what of building movements together. I'm so excited about this special segment today. If you've been following the series, we've talked about policy, philanthropy, and building movements, the meat and potatoes of what we talk about. But today I'm launching a new pillar, the movement from within. So I want to tell you a little bit about the movement from within. It came about because so many times leaders ask me questions about what is my personal drive, what keeps me focused and motivated. And I've come to understand myself and my own rhythm. Unless I am healthy and happy and at my very best, I can't really lead a movement. I have to lead on others. So I want to help you do all those things. And two guests will join me for this part of the series who have created their own movements, and they're tied to the movement from within. So I want to introduce you to Elizabeth Elias. She is so amazing. Not only is she a committed volunteer in her community, but she has built a business around helping women be their very best by being dressed and confident for anything in their lives. She's also launched a blog centered around those very things. So Elizabeth, I want to have you here and welcome you, but I want to ask you to share with our viewers the why you started your business and how that turned and evolved into something greater, which is your blog.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. And my mission in working with women is to really help them feel confident through their wardrobe. It's very simple. I really focus on the confidence piece. And so there's different branches to that and how we accomplish that. And so something that I've started recently is a blog, and I really set out to educate people and to really help them focus on being the best version of themselves. And a lot of that is, of course, around their wardrobe.
So tell me, when you first see a woman and you step into their house, what is it that you talk about? Did you get straight into the wardrobe, or do you talk a little bit about their desire and what is their intent and how they want to speak through their clothing?
Well, I do a lot of homework before we start working in their closet, whether we're shopping or, in their closet exactly. So it is really getting down to knowing them as a person, what moves them, what are they passionate about, what is their lifestyle, what are they dressing for, because I think there's so much more to clothing than just looking at it. Mm-hmm. It's a great communication tool, and so the best way that I can serve them is when I can really dig deep and get to know them and really enhance them. I'm there to help them feel like, again, the best version of themselves, and so we have to dig deep to find out what they're looking to accomplish.
And so you said, having these experiences made you want to do something greater. You wanted to tell a story, and you've been doing that through your blog. When you start a blog, there's so many things that go through your mind. You're like, well, people actually read it, So thank you for those people that read our blogs.
Yes, thank you.
And you also wonder about, will you have enough content and things to say? How do you get over the questions that are in your head that are all centered around fear?
Oh, yes. I think there's not enough people that talk about that we all have those trolls in our head, and you think you see other people's blogs or what they're doing and what they're putting out there, and you think, oh, they have it all figured out. Well, that is not true. So for me, the first thing is I got comfortable with being uncomfortable. Surround myself with positive, like-minded women and people that can uplift me. And so therefore I can do my best work to go out there and help others. So those are really the things that help me get past that, those trolls in my head.
So tell us about a time when you felt uncomfortable and how you overcame that.
Well, I will say when I first started doing my blog and my social media and, getting out there and doing weekly photo shoots and the focus being around me, I am so used to uplifting others and making them feel great about themselves and being behind the stage. So it was really uncomfortable because I don't like to be the center of attention. Yeah. And so I just had to realize that if I'm going to serve others, I've got to get past this And this is just part of the game.
It's an act of service.
Yes. And think about it in that way, that it is an act of service, because I'm so passionate about serving others. And so once I was able to flip that switch, that really helped.
Yeah, I had a very similar journey as well. I kept putting things out, on Instagram or Facebook that wasn't about me, that never had pictures of me in my life. And someone said to me, if you want to be genuine and authentic, which are my core values and who I strive to be every day, you got to show people who you are, the good and the bad and the ugly, And so I put so many of those ugly moments in Instagram stories because they're real life.
Yeah.
But you really do have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, to your point.
True. It's very true.
Well, one thing that I love about the work that you're doing, because I truly do follow your movement and read your blog.
Thank you.
And you've helped me. I actually have on green shoes with this blue shirt. but you've launched a movement called, Love Yourself.
Yes.
And it's hashtag Love Yourself for those of you watching.
Yes.
Tell me how that was born and the why.
Okay, thank you for asking about this. So this really was born last fall, and it was out of what I was seeing every day in my clients' homes, and my friends, my family. And so I noticed that women of all sizes, shapes, ages were beating themselves up over, I don't like this part of my body, or I don't like this, or, it would be something small or big, but it was consistently the same message that they were not loving on themselves. And so as my job, I go out to help people feel great about themselves, and I felt like it was so counterintuitive, and they kept doing this. And so it just started standing out that I want to do something to work against that, help people, get shaken up with the cultural norm as a woman, that we think that we have to be a certain way and pick apart every bit and piece of our bodies, which is so unhealthy. And so that's truly where it was born, out of what I was seeing out there working with people and everyone in my life. So
how's that resonating with people? What responses have you gotten from your clients and blog followers?
I have gotten so much positive response every time I'm out seeing people, friends, family, clients, whoever it is. They're constantly saying, I love where you're going with your blog, your social media post. There's really a great message there. And so that is encouraging, and that shows me that this is something that hits home with a lot of people, and that I have a lot more work to do around this topic.
And so for those people that are watching and might want to start their own movement with a hashtag, what are 3 things that helped you get this started?
Well, first of all, I just said it, announced it, made a decision. This is something that I'm going to own, and I'm going to do something about it. I started developing content around that. So whether, around my blog, my social media posts, videos, interviews like this. And the third thing is I constantly try to keep it at the forefront, that I continue to keep this message going and find new ways to bring it front and center, because I think it's an important topic that we all need to be talking about. Some of us are raising daughters, so I think about what this message that these women are saying and their daughters are hearing. I'm raising a daughter, so it's very important for me too. And so really just to kind of shift the mindset.
Yeah, you have taught us so many things today, and I really want to recap them. So we've talked about being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yes, definitely.
Like the first thing that you said that is so very important in building a movement. And that second thing was you gotta just throw it out there and start something. And last, no matter what it is, you have to love yourself, because that is what's going to drive the movement from within.
Definitely. Definitely. Those are all so important to keep at the forefront.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
this
you.
has been so much fun, and I love watching what you're building, because I've noticed you've gone from that act of service and really sharing your gifts with others to now, again, lifting women up. You're sharing the stories of other women in your Instagram posts now, and that will help others, begin to love themselves.
Yes, definitely. And it's interesting you say that, because I see this a lot when I try to take photos of other people and they want to take 20 or 30 photos of themselves. And I'm like, no, love yourself. It's really important that we don't we have the luxury of editing the photos, but we don't need to do that and be comfortable with, the first or second photo. So
it's awesome. I actually just had a photo shoot late last month and chose not to have any of the pictures edited. So you will see all of my midsection that I'm working on right now, but it's who I am. I'm owning it, and
embracing
it's just
yourself.
Authentically me,
Yeah, I love that.
Well, thank you all so much. The next half of this series, I will interview Dina Jansen, who will teach you about being fearless and brave, and that you are important and there's more to your story. So don't forget to watch that, and we'll see you next time on Movement Maker TV, where we build movements together.